this is the doctrinal textbook, the Summa of Thomas Aquinas. Is you take an abstract topic and say, what does God say about this? Jürgen Moltmann's Crucified God is a thematic work. Karl Barth's Dogmatics is a thematic work. Like I said, the Summa is probably the best known one. Karl Rahner's Foundations, thematic. Balthazar's Theodrama and Theologic, thematic. Those are the kinds of things. Then you have experiential theologies. Where do you get experiential theologies?
From experience. People that
okay.
So have like experienced sort of new, not necessarily new, but like they were the front runners, and then that's what our Christian spirituality course that we just finished was. These people that had these phenomenal experiences and they reflect upon them, and then other people say, hey, I want to try that. They latch onto it and they start commenting on it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right?
So where would you go from Benedict's experience?
The rule.
Yeah. And?
To
the extent that we can believe Gregory.
Yeah, the dialogues.
Yeah. And yeah, basically, where we get his Benedict's life, So Newman's Apologia is a great place to get experiential theology. St. Ignatius's exercises are awesome that way. Confessions of Augustine are probably the best of that kind of work. Yeah. So, experiential theologies. And then allegorical theologies. Now, allegorical theologies, I've been trying to figure out a better word for this, but I can't find one that effectively contains what I'm trying to express. What is an allegorical theology? It is anything that doesn't fit in all those other categories. Here I'm thinking about paintings, films, songs.
The Chronicles of Narnia.
Allegorical. Yeah, that's Bunyan's Pilgrim's Progress are true allegory. But I'm thinking more just in terms of that kind of, the works that disclose worlds of meaning. The Godfather, I don't know if you can talk about as good theology or noble theology but
leave
seriously,
the gun, take the cannoli.
But seriously, you can you read The Godfather or watch The Godfather without soaking in and immersing yourself in the thoroughgoing Catholicity of the thing?
I honestly think that one of the reasons my brother is Catholic is a movie, The Boondock Saints.
Excellent.
Because it's just it has the tons and tons of Catholic imagery. And he just thinks he thought that was the coolest thing. I was like, dude, the mass is in the wrong order at the beginning of the movie.
It's totally. And I always do that, man. He's wearing the stole outside the chasuble. No. The idea is, and it's why the third Godfather movie I actually love, because it sort of completes the arc of Marco Corleone's development. That bit where he's making his confession and just unplugs in the waterworks. I find myself weeping every time I see that. And it's so powerful, but frescoes, seriously, songs, bits and pieces of material culture. You walk into, I don't know if they have them over here at St. Paul's, but you go out to Catholic Supply in St. Louis, and they've got you ever seen a St. Joseph realty kit?
Home sale kits. Yes. God, they do.
Those work, by the way. Those work.
They work.
And
rosaries. Seriously, people, you walk around the international grocery, and
You see Mexican candles, like the saint candles.
Those work too.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, all of that stuff is material culture. It can be high art, it can be low art, but all of that ends up being a kind of allegorical theology. It becomes bits and pieces, works of culture that disclose worlds of theological meaning. Sometimes it's good theological meaning, sometimes it's erroneous theological meaning, but it's there, and it's a place where we encounter Catholic culture through the ages. So all I've done in this presentation, and I've probably gone on a little longer than I intended, is intended to kind of get us from a place where we're talking about what makes theology Christian, first of all. And that's primarily that center, that is Jesus and the story of the gospel, the reorientation of the revelation of Israel that takes place because of the resurrection. And then now, here in a minute, we'll wrap up here. We can go grab some dinner, and then we're going to talk about a little bit about what makes theology Catholic, and then start talking a little more about culture, and then we'll wrap up from that. Okay, that work?